The last one out of this chapter that we're going to do and then test on it. So next week we'll test on, we'll review Monday, test Tuesday. So all of this you guys already know. It's just kind of a refresher. For isosceles triangles. No? Okay? Two sides the same, right. Isosceles are two sides the same. So, no matter how it's sitting, okay? Shh, quiet now. If you got two sides that are the same, those sides are called the legs. Okay? The side that is not the same is called the base. And so then these two angles on the base side are called the base angles. And this angle up here is called the vertex angle. So this is the vertex angle and this is the vertex angle. Now in isosceles, if two legs are the same, two angles are the same. Okay, you guys knew that?
Yeah.
So the two angles, you can see visually which ones they would be, but they're always opposite the two legs. So these two angles would be the same, and these two angles are the same. So if you see a triangle, if it's like this, even though it's not marked, if two angles are the same, the two sides opposite them are the same. Okay? So that's what it says here. If two sides are the same, two angles are the same. If two angles are the same, the two sides are the same. Okay? So, and part of the assignment today, you're going to find missing angles. So in this picture right here, it's two isosceles triangles hooked together. These two sides are the same and these two. So, if this angle right here is 70, what would this one have to be? 70. Then you can always find the vertex angle because they got to add up to 180. This would be 40 because they got to add up to 180. Now, in order to figure out what y is, since this is 70, this angle right here would be 110 because they add up to 180. And these two are equal because the two sides are equal. So this is 110, which means there's 70 degrees left over. So you just divide by 2, they would each be 35. Okay? So that's really what most of the assignment is today. The other part is, again, just looking at the triangle and saying if they're congruent, and if they are, say the reason, SSS, SAS, like all the other assignments we've done. So in this one now, we got to find x and y. Well, if this is 75, we know this is 75. So 5x has to be 75. So you just divide by 5, and you would get 15. So, to figure out what y is, since this is 75 and that's 75, that makes 150, which means this angle has to be 30. So 3y is 30, you just divide by 3 and you get 10. Pretty easy. Here there's more things you got to fill in. The thing you've got to notice is right here. What kind of triangle is that? Equilateral. And if it's equilateral, all three sides are the same and all three angles are the same. So what would all three angles be in any equilateral triangle? 60. 60, 60, 60. Then this is an isosceles triangle here. So since this is 70, this one's 70, which means x would be 40. 70 is 140, subtract that off of 180. Now in order to find y, I can figure out what this angle is because together these three got to make a 180. 70 and 60 is 130, so that's 50. So 180 minus 50 leaves 130 degrees left over, right? And both these are the same because this is an isosceles triangle. So you just divide by 2. 65. Okay.
How'd you get 40?
Where was the 40? Right here? Because this is isosceles. 70 and 70 is 140, so that means that would have to be 40 to make the 180. Okay. Then we've got some hypotenuse leg ones. In this right here, they give an example of a volleyball net. Each of the lines running from the top of the pole to X, Y, and Z uses the same length. So this, and this are all the same. You notice this makes 3 right triangles. Okay? So obviously they all 3 share a side, the pole going up. So all 3 triangles would be congruent because of if you didn't notice it, so what'd someone say? Side angle? Can it be that? No. Remember, if it's a right triangle, check to see if hypotenuse leg works. All the hypotenuses are the same, and it's shared leg right there. So that would be HL. So here's another one. They give us that this is a right triangle, and this one's a right triangle. We know that those are 90s. It does have a shared side. Everyone see where the shared side is?
Yeah.
The bottom.
Oh.
Okay. And it's marked here that this side is congruent to that side. So, remember, since it's a 90, check HL. Are the hypotenuses equal and is the leg equal?
Yeah.
Yep, because everyone remember how to spot the hypotenuses. I didn't go over that.
Yeah.
In any right triangle, the legs form the 90, and the hypotenuse is the longest side that's opposite the 90. So this side is the hypotenuse, and this side is the hypotenuse. They're equal, and it's got a shared leg, so this is HL.
No, don't.